Hey everyone, welcome back to. Did you ever feel like a woman was acting a little weird around you, but you weren't? Yes, she was trying to get your attention. You're not the only one. Women have their own unique ways of showing interest. Today, we'll talk about 8 subtle and not so subtle things they do when they want you to notice them. Here are some signs that might surprise you. Sign number 1, louder laughter when you're nearby, even if it's not funny. Have you ever noticed how a woman's laughter seems to fill the room when you're nearby, even if what was said wasn't particularly funny? Think back to the last time you were at a party or just hanging out with friends. There's always that one person whose laughter seems a bit too loud. There's a good chance that she's doing this more than once, and you're the link. She's not only amused, she's also interested. Why is this important? Well, it has to do with psychology. Laughter is a social tool that's used for more than just happiness. It's also used for conversation, and you guessed it, attraction. Researchers have found that people tend to amplify their reactions in social situations, especially when they're attracted to someone. This isn't an accident. It's a deliberate, even if subconscious, action. Imagine you're back at that party. Every time you walk by, her laughter reaches your ears, turning heads and capturing the attention of everyone around you. It seems like the jokes hit harder when you're there. What's she's really trying to say? In the midst of the music and chatter, her laughter is meant to reach you, drawing your attention away from the crowd and directly to her. It's been important to laugh and talk. She finds ways to be around you in human bonding and mate selection for centuries. So next time you hear that laugh, take a closer look. She might be trying to tell you something without saying anything at all. Sign number 2, she accidentally bumps into you more than once. One accidental bump could be a coincidence. We've all been there, right? You're walking through a crowded space and a random person brushes past. You happens all the time. But when that bump turns into a pattern, especially when there's plenty of space for her to avoid you, then you've got yourself a sign. It's no longer an accident. She's doing it on purpose. And here's the kicker. She's not just trying to get close to you. She's trying to create an opportunity for physical contact. Why? Because research shows that light physical touch, even something as simple as brushing past someone, helps build familiarity, and more importantly, increases attraction when someone touches you. It's a signal that they feel comfortable in your presence, and when they do it repeatedly, they're seeking connection, even if they're doing it in the most subtle, almost undetectable way. Think about this. You're standing at a bar, chatting with friends, minding your own business out of nowhere. She's there. It's not a coincidence that she touches you playfully, squeezing by you and lightly brushing against your shoulder or arm, even though there's a whole open space you could easily walk through. The more she does it, the more you'll notice it, because it's her way of letting you know she's interested in more than just casual conversation. She's testing the waters to see if you'll notice and hopes you'll react. This is one of those almost sneaky things women do to try to get closer without making the first move. You're now paying attention because sign number 3 is obvious. She finds reasons to be in your space when she doesn't need to be. Have you ever noticed how she's always there, even when she doesn't have a reason to be? For example, she might be sitting next to you at work or in class when there are other places to sit, or she might walk into your favorite coffee shop without warning. This isn't a coincidence. If she's always where you are, even when there's no obvious reason for her to be, she wants you to notice her. It's not just about being close, she wants to be seen. She laughs at your jokes, even the bad ones. And here's the thing. Women do this sometimes without realizing it, but they do it for a reason. Social psychology studies have shown that being close makes people more interested in each other. The more you see someone, the more comfortable and familiar they become to you, and the more likely that attraction will develop. This is a well-known principle called the mere exposure effect. Simply put, the more you encounter something or someone, the more likely you are to develop a preference for them. So let's say you're always at that same coffee shop every morning. You grab your usual sit at your favorite table by the window and start your day one day out of nowhere. She walks in, and there she is right across from you, ordering the same thing, and the next morning, same thing. And the morning after that, it might seem casual, but in reality, she's putting herself in your space. She wants to be seen, to be noticed, to create an opportunity for you to strike up a conversation. It's not random and it's not an accident. She's intentionally increasing her proximity to you. If you notice her showing up consistently where you're already at, you're getting a very clear message that she wants to get closer. So don't just think it's a chance. Only need to pay attention to sign number 4. While looking at you, she's playing with her hair, jewelry, or phone. Have you ever noticed her playing with her hair, adjusting her necklace, or scrolling mindlessly through her phone? She engages you on social media, eyes keep darting back to you. It might seem like a harmless habit, but when a woman is nervous around someone she likes, she'll often fidget with anything to calm down and take her mind off of feeling watched. Yes, it's a sign. When people are attracted to someone, they subconsciously start to change how they look by tucking in their shirt, adjusting their hair, or even straightening their accessories. Psychologists have found that when we're with someone we like, our subconscious wants to make ourselves look better to that person. This is a normal response, and it's called self-preaching. Women will often change their jewelry, smooth down their clothes, or even play with their hair to make sure they look their best. She doesn't care too much about how she looks. She just wants to look good in your eyes. Imagine you're sitting across from her in a cafe or meeting. She's wearing a pair of earrings that you haven't really noticed before. As you talk, she casually starts to twirl one of the earrings between her fingers while sneaking looks at you every few seconds. At first, it might look like she's lost in thought, but she's actually doing this to keep her hands busy while her mind is on you. This little move is she mirrors your movements. This is a subtle but powerful way to show that she's aware of how you might see her and how she's trying to look good for herself and for you. So the next time you see her fidgeting, remember that it's not just a random action, it's a carefully timed gesture meant to get your attention. Before we go on, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for your support. It helps us grow and makes you an important part of our journey. Let's get back to our conversation. 5-star sign. Her energy changes the moment you walk into the room. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like the whole vibe changed? More specifically, have you ever noticed that she changes the moment you walk in, sitting up straighter, fixing her hair, or suddenly becoming more interested in the conversation? She in energy is not a stroke of luck. This is one of the clearest signs that she knows you're there and is either happy or at least interested in you. What's happening here is a subconscious response. She asks personal questions, and her body is reacting to your presence before she even knows it. Psychology studies show that when people are attracted to someone, their energy naturally rises in that person's presence. It's like an instant surge of excitement, even if she's trying to hide it. The change in energy is her body's way of telling her to pay attention. Something important just walked in. Imagine you're sitting with a group and she's been quiet, maybe scrolling through her phone or just minding her own business. Suddenly, you walk in and she's no longer focused on her phone. As soon as you look at her, she straightens up, smiles, and seems more alive than before. Her body knows exactly what it's doing. It's making room for you to see and notice her, even if she doesn't do anything about it right then. This is a physical manifestation of attraction. It's a silent invitation for you to acknowledge her. The next time you walk into a room, Take a moment to notice how she reacts if her energy changes. Whether she's smiling more, sitting up straighter, or acting more animated, you can be sure she's paying attention because of this sign. Sixth, she makes small changes to impress you. She lingers around your conversations even when she's not participating. Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation with your friends, and there she is, just standing there? Maybe she's pretending to be on her phone, but she's not really looking at it. She's not trying to leave the group even though she's not part of the conversation. Instead, she's just waiting for something. It might seem like a coincidence, but trust me, it's not. What's really happening is that she's hoping you'll notice her and eventually pull her into the conversation. She's creating the perfect opportunity for you to include her. This is a subtle but powerful way for women to show their interest. She's not trying to interrupt or force her way into your circle. She's just waiting for you to acknowledge her. You're at a party, maybe talking to some friends, when you look over and see her nearby. No, really talking to anyone else. She might be fiddling with her drink, but she's not leaving the area. Even though she doesn't know your friends, she's still hanging out, hoping that at some point you'll either notice her or bring her into the conversation. This is a common move when someone likes you but doesn't want to seem too interested. Ward, it's about making chances and waiting for the right time to continue the conversation with her. The key word here is subtlety. She's not directly asking for attention, but her presence is clear. If she hangs out, that's her way of saying, I'm here, I'd love to be noticed. And when you do, things really start to change. 17. She gets angry over something small you do or say. Have you ever said something casual, like what you like to eat or a joke, and then she gets very angry? Maybe she teases you more than usual or challenges you playfully on something very small. It might even look like she's pretending to be angry. She's mad about something that doesn't matter, but trust me, this is a standard sign that she's interested. When women want you to notice them, they often keep the conversation going by causing playful tension. Why? Because this tension feels exciting. It's a way of seeing how you'll react and getting to know you better without being too direct. If you casually say that you like pizza over pasta, she may dramatically disagree with you, even if she's just pretending to be scandalized by your choice. It's a small thing, but she's not really upset about it. She's just creating a bit of light-hearted conflict to keep you interested. Keep the chat going, Florida, and keep talking to each other. By overreacting, she's making it possible for you to stay connected. She's pushing you, but in a fun, playful way that makes you want to keep talking. Remember that she wants you to keep paying attention to her, so if she starts to tease you more than normal, especially about something small and unimportant, know that it's her way of saying, I like you. Sign number 8. She asks you pointless questions just to talk to you. Have you ever noticed how all of a sudden she starts asking you random questions that you know she already knows the answer to? It could be something small like, do you know where the bathroom is? Or, do you know which way the coffee machine is? You might think she's just being polite or forgetful, but when a woman is interested, these questions are usually just an excuse to start a conversation with you. Women use these small, seemingly unimportant questions to get you talking without being overt about it. It's an easy way to interact without making it obvious that they're trying to engage you. It's almost like a sneaky opening where they can see how you respond and if you'll want to have a more in-depth conversation. For example, let's say she's been working at the same office for months and then all of a sudden asks you, Hey, do you know where the coffee machine is? She knows the answer, but by asking it, she's creating a connection with you and getting you to talk. It's her way of breaking the ice without being too pushy. The goal is to make a conversation happen, and it's not too obvious that she wants to do it. It's a simple question, but it's clear what she's trying to do. If you see her asking these kinds of pointless questions, it's a good sign that she wants you to notice her and hopefully keep the conversation going. If you've made it this far, leave the word attention in the comments, and let's see how many of you are really paying attention. Once you start noticing them, you'll see a whole new side of how she talks to you. So go ahead and share your thoughts. Special sign, she moves like you do. As a thank you for watching all the way to the end, here's something that most men don't notice. She mirrors you. If you've been paying attention, you may have seen this sign before. Mirroring is a huge psychological sign of attraction. It's something that women do when they're interested that most men don't notice. So what does it look like? When a woman mirrors you, she copies your body language without you even realizing it. If you cross your arm, she crosses hers. If you lean in to speak, she leans in to speak. And if you take a sip of your drink a moment later, she'll do the same thing, almost perfectly. This behavior comes from psychology. When we like someone, we naturally copy their movements to get to know them and make a link. It's a quiet but strong way of saying, I'm with you. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. It helps us grow and reach more people. The next time you see her mirroring your actions, remember that it's her body's way of showing that she's in sync with you and wants to build something more. It's one of those powerful little signs that's easy to miss, but when you do, you'll know exactly what's going on. Sign up to get more daily relationship information and tell someone who needs to see it about this guide. We also chose another video just for you, and it's now playing on your screen. See you tomorrow.